we are here in KPDX, which is Portland International Airport, and I'm flying the Beechcraft 18 and the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. So I just wanted to go through the startup procedures here real quick. As you can tell, the cockpit is very detailed, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch on the left and right engine magnetos, hit the fuel mixture to full. I'm going to go down here and prime the engines. If it functions correctly, I always switch it left to right, and we're trying to prime the left engine here. So that's what we're doing here. I usually do 3 quick swipes on the primer. Go over here, turn on the left engine. Go over to the engine selector, switch it to left, and then I'll open up these windows here so you can hear the engines as they start up here. It's kind of a cool little detail. Put the fuel boost and then the starter here. Keep that left engine running. Turn off the fuel boost, shut the windows. And we'll start on the right engine here shortly. Got to go through the same procedure for the right engine by priming it first. And then turning on the battery and the selector switch, booster pump for the fuel, and then the starter. We'll have to go over here to see if it's running, and the prop's not showing up for some reason, but that's okay. It's running now, so turn the booster off, close the safety switch, and then we'll get the landing lights going. Switch them on, select extract, and then we'll just put them to this setting here. Go out to the external view, see if they're lighted up, and they are, so we're good to go. See now, hood off in the distance there, and we're going to take off from here. Get the taxi started. Turn on the beacon lights, and the cabin lights, and all the lights for the passengers. Turn on the radio. GPS is up, radio is up, so now we'll radio in. Turn on these lights here, being that it's dusk, we're going to need them here shortly as the sunlight is going to diminish.
Portland ground in 406W2277, ready to taxi straight out departure with Alpha.
In 406W2277, taxi 2 and hold short of runway 10 right via taxiway Charlie Tree, Charlie Charlie 1. Contact tower on 118.7 when ready.
Taxi 2 and hold short runway 10 right using taxiway Charlie Tree, Charlie Charlie 1 and 406W2277.
Okay, right now I'm just adjusting the dashboard lights here as it's getting close to nighttime. I want to turn the lights up so that I can see them. Then we'll continue to taxi out to the runway and take off. Once we get up here a ways, I will contact the ATC for ground clearance to take off. So that is what we are doing now. I have the blue arrows on for direction, as I do not know the logistics of this airport. So once we get up to the runway, we'll stop and wait for further direction.
Portland Tower and 406W2277 ready for straight out departure at runway 10 right.
N406W2277 altimeter 29.86 wind 065 at 12. Straight out departure approved.
There's Mount Hood.
Cleared for takeoff runway 10 right.
Cleared for takeoff runway 10 right and 406W2277.
Okay, we'll pull out here as we're cleared to do so. I kind of hit the brake a little too hard here, but that's okay. It's good to be safe and make sure the way is clear. We'll line up here and then we'll lock the tail wheel in the back so that we can take off without any wobble from the rear end. So I'm going to hit the parking brake, the tail wheel, and then we'll throttle up, get the RPMs up, and then we'll start the takeoff process. Once we start taking off, the nose dips down, which is kind of sketchy, and you got to use a lot of the rudder pedal to keep yourself centered. And it's pretty sketchy here because the wind, the crosswind on this runway is crazy from the left of the airplane here. We're going to get up to speed, and then we are going to launch off this runway, hopefully. And it's kind of rough. There's a lot of wind, but and what is that fuel truck doing in the middle of the runway? I don't know, but we took off, putting the landing gear up, and we're going to do a little sightseeing here. So we take off from KPDX, Portland, Oregon. See Mount Hood off to the left, Columbia River, and straight ahead Troutdale. Gonna kind of fly around the old neighborhood here as we take off. I just am blown away by the detail in this game. It's amazing to me. So yeah, that's Mount St. Helens off to the left.
Wind 065 at 12. Caution the generic
Hood
landing,
to
runway 10 left. Clear to land
center,
runway
and
10
then
right.
a runway behind.
Alaska 562 exit runway when able.
Yeah, we're gonna fly around until it gets dark, and then I can show you the interior of this airplane as it gets dark. Right now we're gonna fly to the left over I-205, flying into Milwaukee. Fly here, we'll just look out, check out the scenery, and see where we're at. I'm gonna take a right here. If you drive I-205 here in this section, you know exactly where we're at. Although the towers are not present because this area has not been modeled yet. whole globe to model, and they're just starting on the USA, so we'll see if those ever come to be. Now we're flying towards Milwaukee. And I know if you're in this location, you know exactly where we're at. Fly over Milwaukee and over Oak Grove. This is where I know
Encore tree 630, turn
that
next
you know where we're at. So try to zoom down here a little bit. Give you an aerial view. There's the Fred Meyer on the left. And Oak Grove down below.
Encore tree 630,
Fly over
turn
this
next
way
taxiway.
and head our way towards Gladstone in Oregon City. Okay. Now if we look below, you've got the Gladstone Bridge, Clackamas Park, and Oregon City Shopping Center. Now keep in mind, none of these areas have been modeled for accuracy, so the bridges kind of look weird,
Encore tree
the buildings kind of
630,
look
turn
weird,
next
but
taxiway.
for the most part, it's all there. See Oregon City High School off to the left, and Donna Ritchie's, and you can see the elevator as well, and the Westland Bridge, the paper mill. So I'm going to edit out a little bit of travel time here and get to what I like to do a lot. And I apologize for the radio frequencies. I should have turned the
Encore
radio
tree
off so it didn't
630,
hear
turn next
all the
taxiway.
ATC telling the airplane to remove itself from the runway, but I didn't. I like to do these low-flying river runs, is what I like to call them. It's a lot of fun to zig and zag through the river. So that's what I'm doing now here in this Beechcraft 18. It'd be even more fun with multiplayer, as we could do like a follow the leader kind of thing and see if we can keep up, which is possible in this flight sim because it is multiplayer on Xbox and PC. I'm flying on PC right now, but the Xbox also has it, so you can do it either way. So right now I'm just goofing around, but I wanted to show the dynamics of lighting in this game. As you can tell, we took off when it was lighter before dusk, and now it's becoming nighttime. And so I just wanted to show you not only the landscape, also Portland, Oregon at night. And what the cockpit looks like with the lighting, all of that. So right now we're just going to fly into Portland, Oregon. And as you can see, we're doing just that. Now keep in mind, these have not been modeled completely yet. So the buildings look kind of crappy in a way, but still cool for a flight simulator. But they have a whole world to model, so they're working their way into the USA now, so who knows when they'll get this thing completely modeled. So right now I'm just gonna fly around here over the Rose Garden in the convention center, just to show you what there is. It's pretty cool in my opinion, even though the graphically the bridges aren't there and whatnot, but eventually they will be. And then here we are at night flying, and just the lighting in the cockpit is amazing to me. And the lights on the city grid, the streets and whatnot. But not only is there a cockpit view, there is a passenger compartment, which is also equally crazy. Anyways, we'll fly around here, and then you see that airplane off in the distance. We'll track an airplane into PDX here. We're going to do a flyover here real quick of the Portland airport at night, just so you can see the crazy lighting. Like, you fly over lights and the ceiling of the airplane lights up. That's just amazing to me. But we'll fly over the runways here real quick, and then we'll do a loop around and follow an airplane in. And then we'll do a crazy landing. Why not? So we are flying over Portland Airport.
Portland Tower, FedEx 37047 miles northwest, inbound ILS runway 10
Which is pretty cool.
left approach.
They've got airplanes there.
FedEx 3704 Portland Tower. Altimeter 29.86, wind 0.
People taking off, landing here. Tonight it doesn't seem as busy as normal. Usually you'll see a line of airplanes landing in, but for some reason tonight it's not really busy here. And this is live weather and time with live players. Right now I'm just looking down, checking out the scenery, and then look back at the airport here. I see an airplane coming in, a couple actually. We'll follow one of those in. So right now we're just going to get lined up. There's Hazeldale right there. Get lined up with that airplane coming in and try to get a crazy landing at the end of the video. So there's Vancouver behind us. There I am flying. All the neighborhoods down below us. So yeah, it's a pretty amazing flight simulator all around. It's just mind-blowing. So make a sharp turn here, and if you can see that airplane off in the distance, we are going to follow that airplane in for a landing. And see if I can land it without crashing, because it's not a normal landing, it's a random landing, and we are going in hot. Love the reflection off the water there by the moon. So cool. Okay, we're going to get lined up behind this aircraft and fly over it and land, hopefully. Totally illegal in real life, but we are in a video game. And we're going to do it. So here we are flying, lining up with the runway and following the aircraft in. Normally you can radio in your intentions to land and all that, and they'll tell you to go around or follow this aircraft in, but I'm not radioing in, I'm just going for it. But there's a whole air traffic control system in place that you can use if you want to, which is really cool. You can do touch and goes or full stop landing to a gate. You can extend the ramps to the larger airplanes to load and unload passengers. You can get fuel trucks to come out to fuel you up. It's very detailed. Tonight we're just having fun. We're gonna follow this aircraft in and fly over the top of it and hopefully land successfully. Find out if I can do this or not. But I thought this would be a pretty cool view for you all to see. So I'm switching over here to the cockpit view. I've never landed in third-person view. I don't know how easy that is, but I need to look at the gauges and stuff for airspeed and all that before I land. But I just wanted to make sure I can fly over this airplane here, and then I'll switch back to cockpit and see if I can land. Hopefully I have enough runway. Excuse me, sir. I'm going to take cuts and try to land here at the very end of the runway. It's kind of sketchy. It's kind of sketchy. Definitely a rough landing, but you know what? We touch ground and we're safe. We're not getting plowed through by a A320. We're safe.